Hi guys, welcome to another Star Trek review, and this is just quite frankly my holy grail of Mego and Star Trek toys at the moment, and probably for a long while. This is my Mego U.S.S. Enterprise Bridge Playset, and here it is in its fold out carry case, which is a very nice idea. I don't have the box, however on eBay from this bloke in America you can buy a box for about $40. I don't really see any point in buying a box to something when I'm just going to put that box in the attic after looking at it. Like if I bought it with the box for say an extra £10 or £20, then I wouldn't mind, but I'm not going to pay an extra amount just to get the box when I already have it. And here it is, and it is just superb. Here is the picture of the Enterprise, as you can see there. It says USS Enterprise. And when it folds out, you can get a better look of what the ship looks like. So I will do that in a few minutes. But here we go. It's quite odd the way Migo used to show off their Enterprises on packages. There was never a red thing there. This was never green. And as far as the nacelles go, as you can see there, I'm not sure what they were going for, but I think because I actually haven't seen the animated series of Star Trek. I'd love to, I just haven't got around to it. But because they were making them back when they were in syndication, I think they took most of the designs from this show. So yeah, that is perhaps why it looks so much different. Similar with the Klingon. Maybe that's why it looks so different to the one in the show. The live action show, that is. The rest of the saucer section just there. Turning the ship around more, you've got this nice like star pattern, as you can see there. Underneath, because it's a wipe-free vinyl. Wipe-free? Well, I can't remember the exact term, but it's cleanable, you know, just in case your kid spills anything on it or whatever, so that's good. Turning it around, you've got the latch that opens up, which leads to the transporter section, and essentially opening up the whole thing. The Migo logo, 1975. That is awesome. Carrying on spinning it, we just go back to where we started. As you can see, there is the ship. So on the bottom, we've got just the same kind of blue pattern thing, nothing new. On the top, you can see where the carrying handle is, the transporter controls, and Star Trek U.S.S. Enterprise right there. Now then, time to open it up. If you're wondering what's rattling around, I do have the bits and bobs inside the ship. Very carefully twisting this as well, I'd say, because it is kind of fragile. Here we have a transporter design, just here, where the transporter is. So this is where your action figures would exit. Why they put it there, I don't know, but it looks quite nice in my opinion, as you can see there. Transporter, of course. And then, of course, the most impressive features when you fold it all out. And you get this. As you can see there, everything is in there, just not really level at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a break and I'm going to make sure everything is all level, because my stage actually isn't big enough. As you can see, it keeps on falling back. Or forward technically, but yeah. So if you just give me a couple of minutes, I'll have everything sorted out. So yeah. Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry I had to take a quick pause. I just needed to level everything out on my Enterprise, as because my my stage isn't actually that wide. It folded in on itself. So I had to level it out by balancing it from the sides with some table mats, and yeah. It's all good now. Of course, here we have the ship, and it just looks stunning, it really does. I'm just going to pick the camera up and give you like a basic overview of it though. That's like an engineering section there, as you can see. There are the view cards, all 6 of them, 3 technically. View screen, console at the back with stickers, captain's chair, Stall there and a stall there. This looks like what would be McCoy's medic bay. I'm assuming by the way it's laid out there, right next to the transporter. And with all these vibrant colours, yes, it's not technically accurate to the Enterprise you see in the show, but it would definitely appeal to kids, and hell, it's appealing to me right now, so I'm not going to complain. Right, anyway, where to start with this? Let's start with the captain's chair. It is a piece of hollow blue plastic, as you can see here, and sorry if the it's a tad darker than it normally is, because if I have the light on, then this will just be reflecting crazily, because as you can see, that's natural light it's reflecting at the moment. So I picked a good time of day to film this. The stickers and everything are here, nicely applied, the original ones. But before I go on about stickers, I did purchase this from Australia. It was about under £10. I can get it out. They are replacement stickers, as you can see here. You've got the transporter stickers, and you've got stickers for your console at the back. These for the console at the back, these two for the chair, and these for that screen over there. They're made so they're similar to the ones from back in the day, although they do look a bit too glossy and feel a bit too plasticky in my opinion. Like I said, I don't mind, as I am planning on using a few of these, and I'll show you where I'm going to be using them as well in a minute. But back to the chair, it's a blue. I've seen somewhere it's grey. I think that's the EMC Toys one, and the back and the stools are also grey. And I've seen one where the back thing is yellow for some reason, so everything here is all in consistency as far as colour goes, so I'm happy about that. Hollow, but you don't really need anything else for it. I'll just put that right there, and I'll put Kirk on it as well in a few minutes. Moving on to the stools, they're both the same. They detach, probably when they were in the package for safety. Although I have a problem, that is that this feels just far too brittle, this does, in my opinion. So when I put the actual top part on and I try to level it out, I'm always worried that it might snap. So I'm very careful. Same goes for this one, it's practically exactly the same, except you can see it's got a bit more stress marks than this one has. So. Moving on to this back console here. Once again, it's also a hollow piece, just like the captain's chair, but it does the job, and it looks alright from the front. You have stickers on here. This one is in good shape. No creases, it's applied nicely as well. Same thing goes to this one. This would represent like a screen, and then here you have buttons and what have you. And there was like you can make it out, there was a big fold. So what I did was I actually peeled it off and stuck it back on. They're still quite sticky actually after 40 years, so that was pretty cool. And it did rip slightly there, if the camera can make it out. If I zoom in, can it make it out? Yeah, you can just about pick it up there. And what I did was, where the white paper came through from where the sticker had ripped, I just put a dab of Sharpie on there. Like I said, I do have the stickers, but it's nice to have the original ones on there. And another thing I was wondering, I'm not sure how you're meant to do this, but the way this person's done it is, there's like a gap here, but at first I thought, are you meant to put it further down, so there's a gap between the screen and the buttons. As you can see, there's a gap there, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure if this person's doing it right or wrong. I'll have a look into it after my review actually. I just realised that actually. That'll be something interesting to think about. Here we have the view screens, and I always wondered how they stuck on. There are two holes here, and the camera can't really make it out, but I'll show it you in a few minutes. It's a two pegs that like kind of fold upwards like that, so they hold them nicely. Anyway, on this one we have some kind of like marshlands or something on a planet they've probably visited. I mean, in the back it looks like they're the inhabitants of the planet, so that's pretty cool. On the back here we've got like a solar system with the planets. And it looks like this is like almost an asteroid going to hit it, or maybe it's a planet that's just blowing up in the background, because there are bits of debris flying off of it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The second one. this is a ship being blown up as it gets hit by something. Like what it is, I really don't know. It's a very oddly designed ship as well. If I zoom in, I like that. It looks odd and different. I think it looks really nice personally. It's pretty cool in my opinion. And then on the back of this, we've got McCoy and Mr. Spock on an away mission next with his tricorder. Yeah, this one you'd probably have to use, but you'd have to take your McCoy and Spock figures out and take them on an away mission. So this one we have that same kind of ship design, except I think it looks cooler here for some reason. But there's hands grasping it, kind of like that. I think it was like an early season 2 episode, maybe the first, second, or third one, where there's that Greek god and he grabs the Enterprise, and you know, it's a pretty good episode. So that's cool. Got like stars in the background as well, and they all have like a black trim on the outside to make it look like a view screen. And here we have my personal favourite one. We're just talking to some random alien inhabitant of this planet, and yeah, there's like some kind of city there, which is very nice as well. And yeah, I think that's very, very cool. And this is the one I actually leave on the ship when it's on display. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on now. And the camera can just about, I'm going to have to zoom in for this one. Yep. Let me just point to it. There, that is actually one of the tabs there that actually holds the view screen, or whichever one it is you've decided to choose anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put it on, because it can be quite a pain in my opinion actually. Oh, nearly had it then. Oh, I got it. Oh, but before I do that, what I do like is that if you don't want a view screen, underneath they've just got like a kind of static screen there, which looks very nice. Oops, daisy. As you can see there, it's just a static, you know, and just in case you don't want to have anyone hailing you or anything, and I think that's very, very nice. But I like this because it just feels a bit more interactive. So I'm just going to put it on there. There we go. Roughly jubbly. It holds it at a slight, like, kind of diagonal angle, I think. You have to kind of level it out yourself, but nothing too major. And that's that done. Like I said, it's realistically, it's nowhere near accurate to the ship. I mean, due to all the colours and what have you. I mean, if you look at the floor, it's colourful, it appeals to kids, and Star Trek U.S.S. Enterprise, as you can see there. And it's not bad. I mean, the fact that they went for all this extra decor and what have you, I personally don't mind. If you're a serious collector that only likes things to be accurate, then this wouldn't really be for you. Then again, it's relatively hard to find in my opinion. This was one of the hardest to find actually, with everything included. Uhura was second hardest and Scotty was the third hardest. And then the other three were relatively easy, I found, that being the Klingon, Kirk and Spock to find. Oh, and McCoy, he was kind of easy as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Moving on to the transporter section now. If any of you have seen that episode of The Big Bang Theory, the transporter malfunction, what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to bring it to this kind of angle here, as you can see there. And what figure shall I use? Before I do that, I'm just going to show you the actual stickers, as you can see here. This one isn't applied correctly. I'll just show you how it's like on this side first. As you can see there, it's like a consistent pattern, which is shown on this sticker sheet there. So it creates that swirly thing. But on this one, as you can see, it's the last one that isn't consistent. It's the wrong way around. I tried peeling it off, seeing if I could stick it back on, but it did tear. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to apply this sticker as well. And I'm going to do it now. I just figured I'll show you what it looked like originally, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it all off and I'm going to make it look nice. So I'll take another short break, guys, and I'll be with you soon. Hi guys, I've returned after about 25 minutes because when I took that pause I was like, yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Nothing major. And then I completely forgot at the time that I actually have to cut the stickers out. So yeah, trying to make sure everything was even and everything. This is what I've ended up with, as you can see there. It's very good for the most part, so as you can see there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a figure in there and demonstrate how you do it. Because there is a green dot there, what you're going to want to do is you're going to put a figure in there, and I'm going to go for good old Koroth. Here he is. Mainly because he's got like wide arms, so he'll stay in there a bit nicely, nicer, I think. So in you go there. Here you go. Right. Koroth is now in there, and because the dot there is green, you're going to want to press the red one, so the red one faces us, of course, after spinning it. And this is an effect. I'm going to have to stand up and try and do this, because for the time period it's not bad, and it works relatively well. It's just about a matter of practice, really. So yeah, I'm going to try and make it look as effective as I possibly can. As you can see there, he's gone, and if I simply press the green one after spinning it, he'll come back. Oops, his foot came loose. That's a problem I've found. You can make them disappear, but as far as coming back again, because there's the whole release thing in the back, I suppose you could probably angle your figure up properly again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and spin it and make it look like more of a longer transportation as well now. So let's beam him down to, I don't know, let's just say Earth. Oops, wrong button, sorry about that. Don't know why I did that, but let's give that another go. Oh, that was unexpected. Like I said, it is quite problematic. You need to be delicate as well when spinning it. No, that one wasn't good enough. There you go, he's disappeared. Let's try and make him reappear now. That's that. You have to spin it quite hard, but the problem is I find the figure tends to come out a bit, and another issue is I don't want to knock my stage over, so that's why it doesn't look as effective as it normally would. So don't judge the idea of it, judge me on the fact that on the basis that I don't really want to make a mess or anything. But take my word for it, it does work pretty well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Koroth out of there, and I've shown you literally everything there is this thing can do now, apart from what it's like with all the figures. These 6 original Type 2 ones. I would like to see if I can get my hands on some of the aliens, like the Romulan, you know, the Keeper, perhaps a Gorn, because the Migo Gorn was just such a funny figure, because it was the lizard from Spider-Man essentially. That's another thing I'd like to get, a Migo Spider-Man. I've seen they've made a new one, like in the retro scale, but I don't really like it, to be honest. I'm not trying to sound like a snob, but I personally think the material for the costume doesn't look nice. Oops, sorry, Mr. Spock. You might say that's karma for being ever so slightly snobby, but it's just an opinion. It's very good, that figure. I mean, if I was to say someone gave it to me as a gift, I would change the outfits out and just have a Peter Parker, or maybe the new, more modern Spider-Man, because I do prefer the retro one, like the look, so I'd probably try and get a Migo version. Right, zooming out, there's 3 of the figures down, and time to put Uhura on. Right, Uhura is a problematic one. Don't judge my positioning, I can't do anything about her extremely short skirt. Not that I'm complaining, but yeah, sorry, really was offended. There we go, just trying to position it in a way that is more ladylike. Let's put Scotty over here near his engineering stuff over there. There we go. Bend him forward a bit. Koroth just stands there normally. And yeah, that is the display I have, and that just looks beautiful, it really does. I would love to get my hands on a EMC Sulu and Chekhov, but the going prices for them on eBay are like £40 and over, which I find quite weird because if I try and calculate the prices of these, he was 35, I think. She was just over 40, I think, because she came from America, so I had to pay for the postage. He was one of the most expensive, actually. He I got for 60, but he came with everything and the box, so that's understandable. McCoy I got off eBay for under £20 actually, and then I bought the accessories later on from this guy who sells like retro stuff near me. Scotty, I got him for about, I think, 30 or something, maybe 40 from the guy who sells the retro stuff. And Koroth I got from him as well for about 35. So my point is, why are these reaction, I've heard them called reaction figures, why are they like £42 sometimes? I mean, it's odd, I think, personally, because, well, they're not the real Migo, so why they're that expensive I don't know. Oops, here, not the camera then. I'm not trying to be a snob or anything, it's just the camera. But it does seem quite expensive in my opinion, considering that they are the original ones. But I would love to, just straight off seriously though, I would love to get my hands on a vintage, well, retro style I should say, Chekhov and Sulu, and maybe their new version of the Gorn. I'd love to get a Captain Pike, and their Khan, that one looks really cool as well, and a Romulan maybe. And I could try and display as many of them in here as I could. You know, I could put a Sulu in the back there, Chekhov in the back there, maybe a few more villains in this corner here, you know. Maybe someone coming out of the transporter, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, this is just beautiful. I absolutely love this. I don't rate Migos, I find them to be nostalgic. Yes, I didn't grow up in the 70s, but I'm just thinking about the adventures all these guys had with other people before they came to me. Who ate Kirk's phaser? I still don't know, but oh well. This is awesome. This has been one of my most favourite things to review. All my retro figures, my Migos, and of course this playset. Like I said, I've got a few of the NECA retro figures in my collection as well now, which I will be reviewing shortly. And I also have some new retro figures arriving in the post within the next few days. Once again, I'm not going to say anything, but I may just post a picture to my Twitter page, you know, just to let you know that this review is coming, but yeah, or I might just save it, just for a surprise. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. It has been an honour and a privilege to review these great toys of the past. Why we don't get stuff like this anymore, I don't know. I was actually watching Boomerang yesterday. It's a kids TV show in the, kids TV channel, I should say, in the UK. You know, I was watching some Tom and Jerry, just because, yeah, there's no point growing up. I was looking at some of the toy commercials, and my god, these blind bag toys that are meant to be like mutated dogs and cats, and limited edition poops, which are gold, so you're essentially getting a turd in a bag. My god, what happened to toys, I'll never know. But as long as I'll have these in my collection, these guys, they're all awesome. Anyway, thank you for watching once again, guys. Take care, and there will be many more retro things to come.